Hey, how you doing? I'm Pastor Fred. Welcome to the Follow Through. We're listening to God. We're also living for Him each day. Hit that subscribe button. Share this with someone, and I really hope you're having a great day. And I know that for many of us, chances are it's maybe not a great day. Maybe it's kind of a day. Maybe it's sort of just an out and out stressful day. And so I want to let you know that. We all have those days, and especially those days when we feel like nobody cares, right? Like that nobody really understands what we're going through. No one gets it, and I think that's true. And I don't mean that to be negative, but nobody experiences what I experience like I experience it, right? No one experiences what you experience quite the same way that you do, right? With all of the resources that you have, the blessings that you have, the experience that you have, and that's just the way it is. However, one of the things we can do is to help each other, and one of the words that we use for that is empathy. Now, again, empathy is different than sympathy, and there was a great video. You can Google it. It's Brené Brown is the person's name. It was like a cartoon that they did on empathy, and the difference they said was, let's pretend you've fallen into a hole, you're down in that darkness, and you're yelling for somebody to help you. And so sympathy, or some of the, kind of more, I would say, kind of distanced way of dealing with what someone's going through, is to yell from the top and say, "Hey, you okay?" And the person says, "No, I'm really hurting." And you say, "Oh yeah, I feel that. I know that's bad. It's got to be terrible." We all try to do that, and that's okay. But when we begin to minimize and we say, "Oh, it's not so bad," and at least you have this and at least you have that, and the video kind of goes through all of that. But what empathy does is empathy climbs down a ladder to where you're at, in that darkness, in that pit, and maybe doesn't try to kind of make it go away, because maybe that person's not able to do that. Maybe I can't. Maybe I don't have the power, but I can be there with you, crying with you, weeping with you. And in Romans 12:15, Paul says this. He says, "Rejoice with those who rejoice and weep with those who weep." So he's sort of defining what's going to be the most helpful for people. Sometimes it's just being there with them, right? Maybe not trying to cheer them up. Maybe they're weeping uncontrollably, right? And they're inconsolable, and there's nothing you're going to say. They've just lost their mom or their dad or their husband or their best friend, and it just hurts more than they can even deal with right now. Well, there's nothing you're going to say that's going to be click and boom, they're going to be fine. No, the situation is anything but fine. And I want us to come to terms with that. So maybe the best thing we can do is just weep with them and say, "Yeah, this is difficult. I can't understand, how you're getting through this," right? One of the things we can do is we can pray as well. Ask God to help us. Ask God for His strength, because He's the one that's going to get us through all the things in our lives. He's going to remind us that we're loved by Him. He's going to remind us that we're forgiven, that He gave His Son for us, that Jesus not only died but rose triumphant over anything that would try to take us down. And so with that in mind, we can trust Him. And if there's words that need to be said, He'll give them to us. If there's something He needs us to do, He'll make that really known. But that's not going to happen if we're not listening, if we're not, getting there with the other person. Because here's what happens: we often just want the pain to go away. Not just our own pain, but we want the pain of someone else, because it's really difficult to deal with that. And so I'm not saying this is easy. This is very, very difficult. I'm not saying, hey, this is just, hey, it's so easy, just climb down and be with them. It's painful, because you're sort of feeling their pain literally. You're rejoicing maybe if they're rejoicing, and you might be having a difficult time, but you say, "You know what? I want to rejoice with them right now," or "I'm really having a great time, but I really need to kind of dial in and connect with that sorrow that they're experiencing." And I believe God's going to do amazing things through that. All right. So hope that helps, and let's reach out to the people in our lives, both if we're hurting or if we see someone that's hurting, because God is ready to help us either way. All right. We'll see you next time.